What's going on, guys? LSU Recruiting HQ back here after week 3. LSU gets the dub against Central Michigan 49-21. And boy, can we say it is about time this team showed up. Man, what a performance. 4 quarters, probably not 4 quarters of football, but at least 3 quarters of great football. Max Johnson was excellent besides one bad throw. That was more of the receiver not running the right option route. Um, Running game was still non-existent. Defense was lights out for a majority of the game, besides 1 or 2 plays here and there. All in all, really couldn't have asked for a better effort from LSU last night going into SEC play. I think it has fans on in a better mood this morning than they have been the last two. Like I said, Central Michigan, an inferior opponent, obviously. LSU had more talent than them, but it's still great to see, even after the slow start last week against McNeese, this was a better opponent than them. And LSU really just took care of business, going out early, getting up 21-0. You have the busted coverage, gives up 7 there, but then locking back in, getting refocused, ending the half 35-7. And from that point on, the game was over. The second half was really boring after that. Just a lot of young guys getting in the game, sloppy play on both sides. But like I said, an all-around great effort from Max Johnson. Completed 75% of his passes, 5 touchdowns, had the pick six early in the third quarter. Other than that, man, Max was pretty flawless, making all the right decisions. Protection last night, pass protection was much improved. I was really impressed with the offensive line last night. Max had plenty of time to throw a majority of the snaps, and you can just see kind of the continuity and the togetherness and things getting a little bit more technically sound on the offensive line. Run blocking is still a struggle. LSU didn't really run the ball a lot last night. I'm not sure, 20-something attempts. So, I mean, they didn't have a crazy night running the football, but that really wasn't their focus. I think it was more of sharpening up, getting up-tempo, getting the play in, getting the play ran, and kind of trying to catch the defense off guard instead of waiting for the perfect play. Obviously, late in the game, Corey Kiner, 21, had a great game last night. He had 12 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Average of 6 yards per carry. We've got to see him more. That's plain and simple. Next weekend when we open up conference play, in my opinion, he should be the starting running back. First one taking snaps, last one taking snaps in the big moments. Because right now he's been the horse in the backfield. Ty Davis Price hasn't been great. A lot of the other guys haven't been great. The defense last night as a whole played well. Obviously, the defensive line was wrecking havoc. A notable name that I noticed personally from watching the game, Michael Baskerville had a great night, filling run gaps and making plays. I'm not exactly sure how many, but I'm pretty sure he had multiple tackles for losses. Led the team in tackles with 7. Defense, obviously, Stingley makes the big hit. You get the scoop and score touchdown. Major Burns gets the interception. But then you still have problems like Major Burns busting the coverage on 3rd and long for the 88-yard touchdown. So still a lot of things to improve on, but man, it feels good waking up this morning knowing that LSU played a very sound football game and has looked the best they by far have looked all year. So I'm really happy about that. Other than that, man, getting ready for conference play. Obviously, Mississippi State losing this weekend puts a little extra pressure on them. Their conference opener at home. It's going to be a noon or 11 a.m. kickoff, and it's going to be kind of like dogfight. As of right now, I can't imagine LSU being listed as the favorite team in the eyes of Vegas. ESPN FBI has 55% chance, so it's almost a coin flip in that direction, leaning Mississippi State more so the home advantage. But like I said, if LSU can come out and execute like they did tonight, man, it's going to be it's going to be better season than we all have thought after the first couple weeks. Um, very very good tonight as far as the linebacker play and obviously the defensive line. Derek Stingley played great, as always he does. Eli Ricks had one play where he kind of busted the coverage and the guy overthrew him, but that was just one mistake out of very few last night, which is all really you want to see. The story of the game was really all about LSU, man, and the intensity of the game. You know, in these games where a lot of people had LSU. You know, the spread was 19.5. A lot of guys had LSU not covering that spread and it being a very close game against a good non-power 5 opponent with a head coach that's been there, done that in the SEC. So this was not an easy game by any means for LSU, and the way they just came out and set the tone, you couldn't ask for very much more from LSU in the start. Like I said, the biggest thing for my takeaway from the game was the lull point. You know, they get up 21-0. All right, you have the busted coverage. You give up 7, then you go 3 and out. All right, but then your defense comes back, makes a play, gets 2 sacks on the next possession. You get the ball back. You go down and score. Next thing you know, it's 35-7. And with teams like Central Michigan that are good, but they know they can't out-athlete you. All right, the key to winning these games is to put them away early. With these smaller schools, you put them away early, they quit and they give up. All right, and that's exactly what LSU did, man. They just kept the pedal on the metal the whole first half, and Central Michigan just couldn't catch up, you know. And a big night from number 6, Deion Smith, the number 1 player in Mississippi, a true freshman. Oh my gosh, man, the kid was on fire last night. Between him and Jack Besh, I mean, it was amazing to see these true freshmen just growing before our eyes. And I just can't wait to see how they progress throughout the season. This was the breakout game for Deion Smith. We really hadn't heard his name much in the first couple games, and he got a shot tonight. And boy, did he make the most of it. 5 receptions, 135 yards, 2 touchdowns, and was just mossing people all night. Same thing with Jack Bash catching his first touchdown of the year. He had 5 receptions, 81 yards, and actually a very quiet night for Kayshon Boutte, which is good in a game where LSU dominated and Kayshon Boutte was not the main storyline of the wide receiver group. That's big for LSU going forward because they're going to have to find that second and third guy. And if these senior receivers aren't going to step up and catch the ball and do the right things, these freshmen got to get on the field and they got to get a chance because they're too talented not to. And I just can't wait for next weekend, the Mississippi State game, and to see those guys just keep developing throughout the year. I don't think LSU's plan going into this game was establishing the run game. I think that was more of the game for McNeese State, where they just kind of said, hey, we're going to force feed the rock and try to get this running. The good news is the offensive line remained mostly intact. Hopefully you can get Cam Wire back this weekend for conference play. Also, maybe can get Jay Ward and John Emery back. Obviously, the biggest storyline injury news last night was Andre Anthony. A lot of the people in the LSU program are talking, and they aren't very optimistic on the injury, which is just a killer for a kid who's put in his time, no doubt, at LSU and really just stayed and developed and become a very valuable player to this program. And hopefully it's not the worst case scenario. I don't want to speculate as of right now. We don't know. But Coach O mentioned last night during his press conference that he didn't think it was going to go well. So hopefully prayers to that kid, and hopefully he can get back on the field as quick as possible. And same with all the other LSU players that are injured. Hopefully we can get Jay Ward back, and John Emery's situation to be cleared up for this weekend. Because this Mississippi State team is going to be coming backs against the wall, man, wanting to get back that bad taste out of their mouth. They kind of got screwed over yesterday in Memphis. If any of y'all saw that punt return, the SEC later commented on it and said they absolutely blew that call, and that ended up being the deciding factor between a win and a loss for Mississippi State. So they're going to be disappointed, ready to go, ready to be rocking in front of their home crowd for the SEC opener, 11 a.m. kickoff, man. And I'm just ready to keep watching this team grow before our eyes, and hopefully we can keep progressing and getting better every week, and eventually get back to where we need to be. That's all I'm going to talk about today, man. We're going to be doing Mississippi State video later this week. Opening conference play, as I said. But if you haven't already, man, please like this video on YouTube, man. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys thought about the performance from LSU, and let me know what you guys are thinking rolling into week 4. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check it out on Facebook and on Twitter. Catch me at the social media posts above, and you can get all your up-to-date stuff on LSU recruiting and LSU football, baseball, basketball news, anything going on LSU. We're trying to keep it up. All right, man. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you.